What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video today. Today, we're going to be talking about the Vikings probably taking Spencer Rattler in the upcoming draft. Either him or JJ McCarthy. It's really hard for them to trade up for one of the top three picks, whether that be the first, which that I don't think it would happen because the Bears hold that, and why would the Bears let them get a potential franchise quarterback? And then the Commanders seem like they're going to take a quarterback no matter what. New ownership. They just hired Cliff Kingsbury. There's a really good shot they take a guy like Caleb Williams if he does fall to 2, or if they could trade up with the Bears for the first overall pick, take him there. Or, maybe he just sticks with Drake May. Jaden Daniels seems like a lock to go to the Patriots at 3. Even their new offensive, or not offensive coordinator, but their head coach, Mayo, or whatever his name is. I forget his name. Such a forgettable name. He even made it clear that they're going to be taking a quarterback with that third overall pick. He and it was like kind of some speculation that they may not because Mac Jones showed up to his press conference, which was super weird if you ask me and a lot of other people. Apparently, it rubbed people in the building the wrong way, especially since he really hadn't done much since his rookie year for them. And it was pretty apparent that they aren't going to keep him around any longer. And for sure, like, you take a guy like Jaden Daniels, that's going to be a new franchise quarterback, won the Heisman last year, was super good, had like over 5,000 all purpose yards or whatever, passing, rushing combined. And, that leaves the Vikings with really only a couple options of being, Rattler, McCarthy, Penix Jr., or you could take Bo Nix. And Bo Nix and Penix, one has injury history, and his ceiling's not as high as some believe it was before the Michigan game. And when you look at, a lot of scouts don't even think he's honestly a first round talent, and especially even with Bo Nix, he didn't really have a good Senior Bowl. Neither did Penix Jr. And say what you want about the Senior Bowl, but for seniors, it has shown a lot in the past, especially last year, who will perform in the NFL. Jaden Reed did really good in it, along with a handful of other guys like I think Tucker Kraft and I can't remember everyone off the top of my head, but a lot of players who did good in that, eventually did really good their rookie year, and guys who didn't, they fell in the draft, but they also didn't succeed on the field, and they didn't have a good rookie season. So I think, just going off the history of that, and then potentially, Rattler looking like the best quarterback there, and you see like, we all know Rattler has talent, and anyone who says he doesn't is completely lost. Like he is one of the most underrated, if not least unappreciated quarterbacks I was in college football last year. A lot of like high stake ceilings kind of things for him last year. A lot of people thought, hey, Rattler looked really good for South Carolina his first year there. Can they take a step forward to being like a top 10 team? And what really happened was just bad O line, and he kept them in games at times. Like even against Georgia, they could have upset Georgia. They were really close to doing it this last season. And he obviously had Xavier, at receiver. He's really good. He could be a first round pick too. I expect him to go to the Chiefs in my newest mock draft on TikTok. I post those on there. But link in bio. I do think, O line was not it. The defense was pretty decent for the most part, but beyond that, they had so many issues on that offense. He really didn't have a ton of weapons, and he had an awful O line. And when you combine the two, it just usually doesn't work out well. Leading to that guy he had to throw so many passes, and there'd be so many like 3rd and 20s and stuff like that because he took a sack, and it was because he was trying to extend the play, and keep the drive going, and it just didn't work out too good there, but we did see that he had quite a bit of talent. I mean, this guy went off against teams like Tennessee, ruined their season 2 years ago. They could have potentially made the college football playoffs if it wasn't for, you know, South Carolina absolutely, Spencer Rattler just going off and destroying their playoff hopes. And I think a guy like Spencer Rattler makes a lot of sense, for the Vikings, a good gunslinger with a great arm could definitely push the ball deep. And you have a guy like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson on the intermediate stuff, middle, short, even a little bit in the deep post. But hey, I think, you talk about, even KJ Osborne being there, and then whoever you got at running back next year, it could be Cam Akers again, but how many injuries can Cam Akers come back from and be a good starting NFL running back? It's really tough to say, and he's not like, expensive or anything. He's super cheap, and they could potentially even cut him if he just doesn't look good in practice because, hey, there is a reason that the Rams traded him. I mean, obviously, they had a really good rookie running back in the sense that they got from Notre Dame, and but trading Cam Akers, who looked really good, even coming back from like his first ACL injury, tore it again. Now tears it for a third time. I believe this is third time. You really can't expect him to just keep bouncing back. It takes it's wear and tear on a lot of guys when they have those injuries. And who will be that running back? Alexander Madison didn't look good this year, and that was surprising because he looked good every other year as a backup. But now more than ever, you're gonna have to pay Christian Darrisaw soon. Is it Kirk Cousins are really gonna stick around? It's hard to say, and a lot of the rumors are saying that they will be trying to trade up for a quarterback. Can they trade up for a quarterback? I have no idea. Wouldn't surprise me at all if they tried to, but come up short and they could settle for a guy like Rattler or JJ McCarthy. A lot of people have been saying JJ McCarthy's a first round talent. A lot of people have been saying he's not. And when you really look at JJ McCarthy, the big, reason we don't know exactly what he is because he wasn't asked to do much on the, Wolverines offense at Michigan. He really didn't have to do much except complete some like crucial passes at times to extend drives. But in the playoffs, especially, there was only so many plays where he looked really great, and a lot of it was just the running game being phenomenal, like Blake Corum being, that real like do it all back, especially even with their backup running backs who were running like crazy. And they bring in David Orgy, nice last name, to, go run like some quarterback wildcat in a way because he's just going to run the ball every time. And, he could pick up 11 yards a carry like every time he came in. And then you talk about the fact that he doesn't have great touch. He does have an arm, you give him that. He can throw the ball, but there's a lot of, clips of him overthrowing the ball. It's just lack of reps, and he's really definitely going to be good at play action. But for him to come into the league, it's definitely tough to see exactly where he would fit on most teams. I could see, the Vikings figuring it out. They do have a really good offensive minded head coach. But beyond that, I think, you take Spencer Rattler, a guy who's faced a lot of adversity over his college career, got benched for Caleb Williams. Everyone's like, how do you get benched for a freshman quarterback? Well, look who quarterback turned out to be one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in recent memory. And, a guy who won the Heisman. This is a definitely one of the best quarterbacks we've seen coming out of the draft in a long time. And I think, you shouldn't take that benching that Rattler had for Williams. Like, you should take that with a grain of salt. If anything, it's only made him better over time. And that's why I think he's a perfect slam dunk pick in the first round for them. And I think, a lot of people are gonna be like, well, why can't you just get him in the second, third round? A lot of NFL scouts and insiders have been saying that, Rattler is a projected first round guy, even though groups like PFF and other, FanDuel are saying he's not. He definitely is in a lot of people's minds, and don't even be surprised if a team like the Saints took him. They would love a guy like that, in my opinion. And they, a lot of teams, want to get cheaper at quarterback, and they also want to get more talented at quarterback. And I think, you could definitely do that, taking Rattler and get moving off of Cousins because Cousins is getting old. He's getting up there. He's coming off injury. Even though he's a great quarterback still, is it worth paying him that much money, paying Justin Jefferson a record-breaking contract? It really isn't. So just take Rattler or McCarthy. Rattler preferably. But hey, that's my opinion. That's why you guys come here because I have the best NFL takes by far. And just keep watching the content, and you'll learn a lot about the draft. I'm going to be doing more in analysis drafts, and also if you guys want to go follow any of my TikToks, Instagram posts a lot of NFL content. I'm doing stuff on Newsbreak, my website, and I'm even starting hot sauce reviews. So yeah, make sure to go like and follow that too. All in description. Peace.